Hi, my two B's TikToker, SheilaTruelove, here with you. You like my new thing, my new hat? I made it myself. I crocheted it. So I said, let me just get into this and crochet. I think it's kind of cute for my first time around. What do you think? Anyway, I'm just watching this TikTok, and it really set me off. It made me very, very angry and annoyed. It's a female here talking about, being a married single mother and how horrible it is. Give me a break already. Okay, I'm going to try to maintain my composure here. But anyway, she's talking about how, well, I'll play the video and then I'll come back with my commentary and we can discuss it. And I'm going to try to be as nice as I can. But I hear this way too much from women talking about they want to be a stay-at-home mom and a stay-at-home wife. Okay, well, this is what comes with it, sweetheart. Hello. Anyway, without further ado, here we go. Let's listen to the young lady here. And I'm saying that to be nice. Trust. Okay.
Being a married single mom. This is something I feel like that is not talked about enough. I lived this life for 5 years, and a lot of people will say, well, if you're married, how can you be a single mom? Let me tell you how. You have a partner that goes to work all day, correct? And then they come home and they do nothing because they go to work all day. That's their job. So if you're a stay-at-home mom, your job never ends and you never have any help. You do the kids by yourself, you cook by yourself, you clean by yourself, you do bedtime by yourself, even though you have a partner present. If you do work, you also work all day. And then you come home and do all of the cleaning, all of the cooking, baths, bedtime, all by yourself. This is a problem. And I have way too many mom friends that I know that live this same exact life. And men will say, oh, well, I work all day. Okay, so you get to clock out and come home. When does she get to clock out? When does her job end? It is not one person's responsibility to clean the house that you live in together. It is not one person's responsibility to take care of the kids you made together. It is not one person's job to wash the clothes that you wore. Kids, house, you're supposed to be a team, you're supposed to be a unit. Being a married single mom is the loneliest, toughest, awful position to be in. And for all my mamas that are living this life right now, my heart goes out to you because I did it. I'm never going to tell someone to leave their marriage, but tell your partner to step up because it's not fair to you and that's not the way you should live your life. That house is yours together. Those kids are yours together. Take care of it together. Side note, if you need an emotional support water cup like I do and you would love an awesome Stanley knockoff, this one's linked right here in my TikTok.
Whatever. Okay, forget all that nonsense. God. Now, you notice what she says. She says being a married single mom is the loneliest and the toughest position to be in. Why are you doing it? This is so simple to figure out. You ain't got to figure this out. First, I want to address this. If you have a husband who's working, paying all the rent, paying like all most of these women want, they don't want to do 50-50 like I am. I'm a total 50-50 girl, for real. Okay? Now, if you want to be a stay-at-home mother and a stay-at-home wife, guess what your job is? Your job is to manage the household. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, taking care of the kids. That's your job. When do you get to clock out? If you run the house properly, like if you know how to manage a house properly, I would get to clock out at 6:30, 7 o'clock. So when I was married, I had 2 children. And when I was on maternity leave, my job was to maintain the home. When my husband came home, honey, the kids were bathed, The kids was in their pajamas. They was ready to greet dad, play with him for a little while, what have you. Because I'm a no-nonsense mom. That house was well put together. I'm a Capricorn, very organized. Dinner was made early. I had dinner done by 12 o'clock, 12:30 in the afternoon because I got up early. I had a routine and I had a schedule that I followed. So when my husband got home, he used to get home around 6, 6:30. I knew he liked to eat dinner at 7. I had his dinner prepared, nice and hot, heated up, put it before him. I'm off at 7. See how organized that is? See how that works? But I noticed that there's a lot of women who they want to be a housewife and they want to be a stay-at-home mom, which is the dumbest thing in the world to me. Hell no. You shouldn't have children with a man who can't afford to get a nanny so you can get your behind to work and make your own money. No woman should ever depend on a man financially or for her survival. That's just not smart. I'm going to work. I pushed out your kid. Yeah, okay. I'm on maternity. I had a job already before I pushed out some damn kid. Okay. And I'm going back to work. I'm going to maternity leave because I breastfed both my children. My son was on my breast for 4 months or 5 months or something. My daughter was like 3 months. But after that period, honey, I was back to work. I had a babysitter lined up. And I went back to work. I'm not going to be nobody's. No, I like making my own money. Even though my kid's father, he was an amazing provider. I'm not going to take that away from him. He paid all the bills when I was on maternity leave because I was still getting money, but not as much. You know how it is. At the same time, when that man came home, he was supposed to come home to a clean house, an organized house, a tidy house. Dinner was supposed to be made. The children were supposed to be bathed already and in their PJs, doing their homework or something. When dad comes home, the kids are saying hi dad and all the good stuff and greet him. He hangs out with him briefly. And I serve him his dinner. The moment after I served him his dinner, my job was done. He's eating at 7, 6:30 usually. He eat by 6:30. I wash up the dish because I always had all the dishes already done. It's called being organized. And when you're organized, your job is not so hard. I don't recommend for any woman to be a stay-at-home mother or a stay-at-home wife because the most important woman in the world, the perfect wife, the capable wife, Proverbs 31, that was an organized woman. She had maidservants. See how that works? You get a nanny to take care of those kids while you get your behind back to work and make some money, some cheddar. So you can have some kind of say-so in the house and you'll have some kind of power. Now let's discuss this step by step. I told you the girl angered me and nobody's putting a gun to your head, making you do all the work. And then she says, I'm not telling anyone to leave their marriage. I'm just saying you got to tell your husband to step up. You think women haven't spoken until their tongue bled, until their tongue hurt, telling this man you got to step up? It goes in one ear and out the other. So what's the next step? You have to take action. Stop doing it. Pack up and go to your mom for a while. Leave him with all of it. You know, I'm asking you, sir, because what she said is when the wife is working outside of the home, and then she still have to come home and do all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the laundry, all the child. Why are you doing that, honey? Why do you have to do that? You don't. You're not too bright, baby. You're not too bright. Because when a man is not willing to cooperate, I'm not putting it with nobody abusing me. I'm telling you, I don't put up with it. You're not going to cooperate, you won't be with me. See how simple that is? Oh, this just angered me today. It really got underneath my skin. I was, because I can't believe that you have so many women. You know she has TikTok because she's making a TikTok right here. So she sees what kind of men are out here. She sees all these women complaining about these men. You have some men who are even admitting that these men are no damn good, but yet women are still trying to sign up for it. Oh, I need his approval. I want a man to validate me. I want a man to accept me. Go away with that nonsense. Learn how to have a backbone and depend on God and Christ, sweetheart. What's up? Like I said, I am trying so hard to be nice about this, but this really just irked me. Let's go back. It just pissed me off that women are so stuck on stupid. Go ahead, child.
Being a married single mom. This is something I feel like that is not talked about enough. I lived this life for 5 years, and a lot of people will say, well, if you're married, how can you be a single mom? Let me tell you how. You have a partner, they correct, and then they come home and they do nothing because they go to work all day. That's their job. So if you're a stay-at-home mom,
he goes to work all day, and that's his job. You don't know whether this man is working 10, 8, 12 hours. He goes to work all day. You're behind his home all day. How is that hard for you to figure this out, sweetheart? Your job is to manage that household and the doggone kids. Now, if you don't want to do all of that, or if you're not qualified, you shouldn't be married. You're not wife material or mother material. You're not.
Your job never ends, and you never have any help. You do the kids by yourself, you cook by yourself, you clean by yourself, you do bedtime by yourself.
You're supposed to. You're supposed to.
Even though you have a partner present. If you do work,
cook by yourself, you do the kids by yourself, even though you have your partner present who's exhausted from working, guess what? The man who's paying all the rent, paying all the utilities, giving you money for the doggone kids, paying for the food. And what kind of man, he wants to do all of this paying for everything, just shelling out money, and he has to come home to a wife who's going to give him a hard way to go? That's a simp. That's a jackass. That's a fool. Because I know if I was a man and I'm paying all the bills, I'm not going to be with some woman who's going to give me a hard way to go. That's why as a woman, I'm paying 50-50, sweetheart. Because everything is not going to go your way 95% of the time. And then you can throw it in my face. Well, I pay all the bills. I pay the food. I pay the rent. No. We're going to have to shut that down. Because I pay for half of everything up in this piece. Now what? Let's get back to whatever, child. Go ahead, girl.
you also work all day. And then you come home and do all of the cleaning, all of the cooking, baths, bedtime.
Okay, now that part, now she has a point, not even a point, because why are you doing that? She says you work all day outside the house, you got a job, and you still come home. Why are you doing that? Duh. Why are you doing that? Does he have a gun to your head? If he's not willing to straighten up his act, leave. Let him have to do all of his own. It ain't no 50-50 anymore. Now you're doing all of the work. How about that? You're having the kids for 1 week, and I'll have the kids for the next week. Because for that week that he's on, he's doing everything. That's what I'm trying to tell these women. Why are you doing it? You just want to get on social media, bitch, and complain, and want people to feel sorry for you. You don't get none of my pity. You get my anger. Because it don't make any sense. It's stupid.
All by yourself. This is a problem.
You're the problem.
And I have way too many mom friends that I know that live this same exact life.
Right. You have way too many mom friends who are stuck on stupid and really need to, wake up. And that's just ridiculous.
And men will say, oh, well, I work all day. Okay, so you get to clock out and come home. When does she get to clock out?
When she finishes her work.
When
and
does
if
her
she's organized, like I said, when do you get to clock out? You should know your husband. Get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure he probably does or whatever. Get up at 5 o'clock. If he's a breakfast type of guy, because some people don't eat breakfast. My ex-husband, my first one, he was a breakfast person. I was up early, sweetheart, making breakfast, taking care of the kids, early in the morning. Get your behind up and do your job. And you get to clock out earlier, like I said, if you know how to manage a household and if you're organized, if you have a routine that you follow.
Job end. It is not one person's responsibility to clean the house that you live in together. It is not one person's responsibility.
But that the house that he's paying all, you living in his house rent free. How about that? A freeloader. It shouldn't be one person's responsibility to pay all the bills when you live there too. How about that? Free rider.
Ability to take care of the kids you made together. It is not one person's job.
When it comes to dealing with these kids, you be smart if you don't have any. But anyway, you got kids, 2 or 3 kids, whatever. And why are you having all these kids, 2 or 3 kids, when you know you can't even handle one? But anyway, the father is supposed to spend time with the kids. Maybe he have more extra time on Saturday, Sunday, when he's doing Bible study with the kids. He's doing ministry work with the kids. He's spending time with the kids. You know, because I know how hard it is to go to work and have to come home and have to manage everything. You're exhausted. You know, a lot of these women, if you want my view, some of the women have ADHD or ADD and they can't focus on one thing. So they're like all over the place, and they can't organize nothing. They have medication to help you out in that area. If you know you can't manage a household, you want to be a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife, but you don't know how to manage a household on your own, you're not mother material or you're not wife material, baby. You're not. Anyway, I'm going to end it with that, you know, because I'm getting whatever. And I have a nice steak cooked for me with onions and peppers, and I'm hungry, and I have some string beans that I'm going to eat. I'm going to turn on me some comedy so I can wind down and try to get past this ridiculousness. Miss wanna stay-at-home mom. I want to be a stay-at-home wife. No, I want to depend solely on him. You know, he got all the money, so he has all the power. He's paying all the bills. He don't want no difficult woman. That means you pretty much have to do what he says 95% of the time. You don't have no say-so. Not really. Money is power, sweetheart. You have none. You depend on his. So go ahead with that 50-50 all the way. Have a good day.